The Plasma Papers, Episode 2. In this episode, I will explore a book published in 1911 by Hermann Wettstein called The Teleomaechanics of Nature, or The Source, Nature, and Functions of the Subconscious and Biologic Minds. This book is an answer to 3 different papers written, one by Professor Ernst Haeckel's called The Riddle of the Universe, Henry Drummond's The Ascent of Man, and to M. Alfred Benet's The Psychic Life of the Microorganism. You will hear them quoted often. Quote, "No philosophy can stand which is not based upon cosmic law." Hermann Wettstein. It is my position that within this book lies the key to the cipher, to the complex riddle that is the answer to many questions long held by man. Chapter 16, The Principle of the Division of Labor, Exemplified. Haeckel recognizes the communal or subconsciousness of the siphonophores and unwittingly deals materialism a death blow. Instinct is the voice of the subconsciousness. In Chapter 14, we quoted the passage from Haeckel's description of the colonial sea nettles. Quote, "Thus each of the Medusa citizens might well exclaim with Faust, 'Two souls, alas, do dwell within my breast.' But woe to any Medusa," he continues, "that in the infatuation of egotism would break away from the communal stock in order to lead an independent life, unable to perform all the particular functions that are indispensable to its self-preservation, most of which were performed by its fellow citizens. It must needs soon perish, if it be detached from its old companions. For one Medusa of the siphonophore can only float, another can only feel, a third can only feed, a fourth can only catch prey, another can only repel enemies, etc. Only the harmonious cooperation and reciprocal support of all its members, only the communal consciousness, only the central soul linking all together in bonds of faithful love can impart a lasting stability to the existence of both the individuals and to their totality." End quote. In the above description, the professor recognized in beings consisting practically of but 2 elements, oxygen and hydrogen, to the extent of 99%, with a minute fraction of some other substance to give them a modicum of firmness, the same harmonious cooperation of their various members, as well as the same communal or subconsciousness and central or supra-mind or soul, that is to say, the same intellectual faculties and sentimental emotions which characterize the most complex organisms composed of albuminous compounds. Yet all these psychic manifestations occur in what has justly been designated as, quote, living water, end quote. Yet Haeckel and his school insist that not less than 6 elements constitute the essential basis of conscious collection. If the teleomechanics of nature had exerted themselves to devise an object lesson for the edification of man through which to reveal their modus operandi in the upbuilding and maintenance of organic life, they would not have selected a more forcible illustration of the principles involved than is furnished by the colonial sea nettles, wherein their methods are so clearly elucidated. These unique products of the seas seem, indeed, to be especially designed for man's enlightenment, for nowhere within the entire range of the organic kingdom do we see more palpable evidences of the purposive design of morphological structure that are placed before us in these glorious and enchanting creations of the mind forces operative in so-called matter. Hence we say that although Professor Haeckel expressed his views in language largely figurative, yet they must be taken in their literal signification, he having by no means drawn upon his imagination for his rhetoric or his facts. No exaggeration can be noted anywhere in his illustrations of the siphonophore republics. Greater truths were never uttered than in referring to each separate Medusa as an intelligent being, though it seems incredible that he considered them so, to judge by his well-known materialistic proclivities, which deny conscious mind to all beings not equipped with a centralized organ of cerebration. I will reference this book many times throughout this series, but I want to leave you with this. There is a relatively well-known siphonophore colony on this planet that we call the Portuguese man of war. Many people think this is one animal, but it is actually a colony of many gelatinous or plasma beings that come together to cooperate and form a colony that appears to be one being or one animal. In religion, most people who research Yahweh know that the name Yahweh translates as the man of war or commander of armies.